do have 5 leadership immediately, and they can double hop. So what are they going to do with all this cinder? Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. In today's episode I'm going to be playing a list all about movement shenanigans in some way or another. I've called the list Moving On Up because hopefully we're going to be moving up the ranks with it as well. But every single thing in the list messes with your opponent's movement in one way or another, or gives us a load of movement to sort of capitalise on things as well. So obviously the king of movement, it's going to be Zax. Zax is incredible. I love it. I love the grav disc. I love the sleeper mine. Just trying to play that area control is really, really fun. Early drop, the only really option we've got is Snarling. I was going to go for Sevria for a little bit of safety, maybe go for Deadeye for sort of staying a little bit back, but we're playing movement, so we have to go for Snarling here. Maximus is our 3 drop. I absolutely love just both Maximus and Hit and Run, who is over here in the list as well, have been really, really good for me in terms of playing point scoring games, because you can just put them exactly where you need them at the right point, which is great. We've got Crankbait. I've recently seen Crankbait be very, very good. It's probably better in an Exterior list, I'll be completely honest, but it really does mess around with people. We've got Arya here with Ambush. Ambush is a really good way of capitalising on basically playing the movement game properly. We went for Jailbreak here. Just, Jailbreak I think it's almost slightly lacking because he's not quite tough enough. So I don't know if Jailbreak's really a good unit in its current standing. I mean, it does have its uses, but it's definitely something that messes with the movement. Again, Captivator Zyania for the same reason, and Peacemaker Balam as well, so we've got multiple ways of just locking things up in the late game. And of course, the only real way to kill people if you want to just be big and flashy and unnecessary, Zapper and Enki. So this looks like a lot of fun to me. Hopefully it will be fun for you guys to watch as well. We're going to be going into a ranked game with it. If you enjoy the content, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join us over on Patreon. Anything you can do to support the channel is really appreciated. Recently, a few people that I've met in real life, or go to like the local gaming store that I do, have all just hit that subscribe button today, so I want to really say thank you to all of you as well, and it really does mean a lot. Okay, we found a game fairly quickly. This is for anyone who was wondering about the load times. I had someone recently talking about the sort of the queue times, and I did say to them, it's been about the longest queue I've had in the last 2 weeks has been like 3 minutes, and hopefully you guys know that I tend to be quite open and honest with what I've experienced on here, and it really hasn't been that long. Ooh, 30 points for victory, 3 for defeat against William Powers, level 85 Astra. So this is clearly quite an experienced player. They've done quite well. Level 85 is quite a long way up there. Obviously we're higher, but we do this all the time. So this should be interesting, especially with a not ideal list. So these deployments, then are we here, and here, aren't we? Yeah, there we go. So we might, if we're going second, we might even be able to claim. Okay, we are. So this might be one of those ones where we can claim 2 control points in one turn and just sort of force them to come to us really early on. Because if we can move Grav Disc, play Maximus, shoot, and then move Maximus over this way, then that's taking both control points early. They will be able to take this back from us, but it forces them to come to our angle. It does, however, mean that we're a little bit limited for next turn. Okay, so they're not going for anything yet. So I think we do just go for this and see if we can get a good angle with Maximus. I don't know if Maximus is even going to be able to get the angle that we want. We'd love it if we could take the Moss of that, but I don't think we've quite got the angle. We missed anyway, it's fine. So does Maximus have a good angle here somewhere? So the question is, can we just touch on first? Do you know what we're going to do? We're just going to grab disc, not take the risk, and just make sure we play it as safe as possible. So we'll grab disc up. We'll deploy Maximus somewhere like... Do you know what we'll do? We'll deploy it here, and we'll just shoot the cinder pile. Because we're not going to get a good angle onto Astra in somewhere that we can also move back, but we can get it on the cinder pile. So there we go. We've taken this control point. I think this is reasonable. They're going to get 1. We're technically holding 2. We're not quite touching this, are we? No, so we're slightly out on here, but it does force them to deploy in this direction, but they do have 5 leadership immediately. And they can double hop. So what are they going to do with all this cinder? This could be a case where we just immediately try and poke the bear, basically. If it's something that's a melee base, which it doesn't look like based on what they're doing, it looks like they're going for a sort of distance. Maybe we need to save as well. Okay, so that's their own Detonia. Are we? It looks like we're just out of range, which is perfect for us. And we will have to try and deal with Titonia this turn, I think. Although, oh yeah, of course they got double activations. Oh, that's so cool. I love it. I really love it. I think it's great. So, question is, can we deal with Titonia? I'm not entirely sure we can. Oh, because they can move again as well. Oh, this is a really good start from our opponent. I love this list from them. So that's a huge input there for unavoidable damage, and that immediately. That's such a strong play from them. Okay, so we now need to immediately just try and deal with things as soon as possible. We can't really do much there, so we'll just pop this down just to try and make it so Savrya has a difficult time. You know what we could also do, actually? Is if we just pop over here and just use Snarling to block off Savrya a little bit. There we go. So we're saving some leadership, which is what we need to do at this point, basically. Next turn we're going to be able to compete over there. But this is such a good start from our opponent. They are lacking the Cinder now, but they made such good use of it last turn. So yeah, now they can deploy here, which is fine. We'll be able to deploy over here next turn. We're going to have access to 5, so depending on what Titonia does, we might even be able to just hit and run onto the point and get the kill as well, which would be perfect. But okay, so that was Deadeye. Okay, so Deadeye can get the damage. They can't move onto this easily. They could maybe put a Cinder Sphere here, move onto it, and move again. That would work. But I don't think Titonia's got much in terms of safety here. Yeah. So they've still got 2 more that they can deploy with. So they could potentially play something here to kill Snarling. Okay, so this looks like it's going to make us use probably just hit and run to deal with that. This is good news for us because we want to be able to hit and run over here and move to the point. Okay, that's absolutely fine. So Savrya can't move, so we are going to be able to use the bomb if we need to, but I actually think we leave it and just let it hit Astra instead, if they choose to do that. If I were them, I'd let it hit Astra. Yeah, this is the right choice from them. So it will blow up, and it will hit Astra. Ooh, also hit us as well. Nice. Okay, so we'll go for this hit. We do get the hit. The question is, what can we really do? So killing Titonia is probably quite important, but we don't want to be off this point. So we'll go here for 93. 93 is reasonable. Good. So we'll go hit and run. We'll just pop over here and get this kill. Clear up one of these. And we'll stand up here so they can't deploy onto it again. What do we do with Snarling? Honestly, I think Snarling just hides back here a little bit from maybe their oh, sorry, what am I trying to say? Hides back there from maybe their Deadeye a little bit. Again, I think we're going to pop mines down here. And to be, I mean, we could just try and move further up, but that's actually less hidden. I think. Do you know what I think we're going to do? I'm just going to grav disc Stitchy this route. That's all I'm going to do, is just pull Stitchy closer so he can't run away as easily next turn. Because there's no reason not to use that. So our opponent's up to 2. We don't have great options coming up. We've got 5 again, so we're going to be Jailbreak or Aria, basically. Crankbait can be nice, but we just wanted them to have to move somewhere to deal with Snarling. They can deploy, they can do plenty of different things, but trying to get a Snarling out of this is going to be difficult. Our opponent getting that early point advantage is really nice for them as well. Okay, so that's a little bit safer for us. Chances are they're going to deploy to kill Snarling, which is perfectly fine. And if they can actually, if they're not actually going to destroy the mine, that could be okay for us. I still can't believe that last turn we actually got destroyed. Okay, so what's the plan here? This could be like a T-Poo. Oh, it's a Snarling. That's fine. So we can actually just pull these together. That's not a big deal for us. Because we can do that and then play something smaller, like Inian or something like that. Yeah, let's get a bit of defense down there. This is not that bad for us. So Astra's going to want to hit here. If they could, they probably want to try and block something off from Zax as well. Yeah, so we are obviously going to lose Snareling next turn. They could deploy something else, but I think they're running out of time slightly. Okay, yeah, so they've gone there. So, what do we do? They got the bomb there, so I actually think it might be worth turning it on to Astra even, and thinking, is there a world in which we actually just push damage straight through onto Astra? And I think, given that they don't have that much on the battlefield, the problem is this. So I think we do have to grav disc this pretty much no matter what. So this is going to happen. So we get that hit through there. We do want to get something else dealing damage over here, so I mean, we want to make sure this hits first actually. It does. So it might even be Sludge Sprayer Inian here, but then what do we do with it? Okay, what's our cheapest thing? Because we want to save as much for next time. We're getting 6, so we'd love to save 3, but we can't, so we're going to have to go for Zanya. So we can use a 4-drop here. To be honest, does Crankbait have charge? Yeah, Crankbait has charge, so I think we're just going to deploy this, hit here, and move over this way, and just take this hit. That'll do. I think so we wasted a bit of Cinder there. We could have used a bomb, which would have been nice, but again, at least this is more convenient for us. We're probably going to be able to deal with Stitchy next turn, and then we're going to have 7 for Zyanya. So Zyanya's actually what I'm working towards here, and I think my plan is to hopefully move in this direction to deal with it, or actually just play something like Arya and save up for a Nenki next turn. So Arya can hop again, but again I don't think they're going to be able to deal with most of the stuff. If they... Ooh, switchback. Okay. So they can actually kill Crankbait, but then this is a really interesting Zanya positioning, because we can potentially just throw loads of damage out there, or just go... Yeah, so that's fine. So maybe this isn't... If we can move around here and pull in that direction, maybe we can start going that way. That's interesting, because now we're probably going to be able to hit Astra there. Or... Okay, so we could go for Stitchy. Balam's not bad here either. Saves us a leadership for 8. I think it might even be that we need to play 2 units here. So if we play like Jailbreak and Inian, that could be okay, but it could even just be Peacemaker Balam stun these and then just come to work over this side. Okay, so do you know what I think I'm going to actually do? I'm going to go for 2 units. I don't like Switchback here at all. Switchback is terrifying. But what we're going to do is we're going to play Arya over here. I think we're just going to go for the damage and not go for anything else. And then for 3, do we play anything? We could just deal 1 there. I think dealing 4 here could actually be worth it. And then I actually think we just want to move slightly back, deploy Inian, and just hit this. And then I guess pop a spray gun down like there. It doesn't really matter. Let's play some mine here. There we go. So again, our opponent can kill either of these fairly easily. Okay, they do just about have the movement. I was hoping they'd have to shoot through this here. But if they're going for Inian, that's fine. I'm not confident. Like, I'm not feeling like we've got this nailed. I'm really relying on Captivator Zyanya next turn, which means we need to have something alive. And I think we will do, but... Ooh, this is bad if they kill that. That's actually really bad news for us, because Arya is our saving grace here. They can't move on to the point, thankfully. But they might be able to with Savria. Yeah, Savria can get there. Go on, just miss one. Yes, there we go. That's a big deal for us. They can only get 1 onto here without deploying. But they've got so much crew like so much leadership to deploy crew with. So we really do need to get a big turn next turn, basically, because I don't see how we're going to deal over here. We can move Arya. Arya can be useful. This looks like it's going to be Zappa and Enki. This absolutely looks like Zappa and Enki. It's Reti Wrangler Mar. Okay. Oh, did they actually have enough to activate then? They did. Okay. So the question is now, can we stun units enough ways? So no one's in the lead. I mean, we can just pull that bomb and get that. But if we get... So that's got no chance of hitting. That's 23. The problem here is they've got so much damage, and we don't have much to do. The question is, can we... We have to be in line of sight to deal with these. So can we just win by points? Can they... I actually think points might be the way to go, so I think we're just going to pop a spray gun down over here, force him to use more resources in that direction. We will probably just deploy... Oh, it could even just be Peacemaker Balam. And just... Is it Balam? We get 8 next turn. Balam gives us Zappa and Enki, so yeah. I think here we just play Peacemaker Balam. Where is Sabria's range? Okay, we'll be out of Sabria's range. Yeah, I think I've changed my mind as to what we're doing. We have to Spore Puff that. And then I think for one turn we give off a bit of damage there. Shoot there, and then move this way. Did we get our move off? Okay. So we'll give them 1 point here. But we've done okay here. We've got... Yeah, I mean, they had to move. It wasn't going to go our way particularly well either way. But we've got stuff to deal with next turn, so they're going to be slow. But now what we're really trying to do is get up this way and start stunning things into place. I mean, this blows up the bomb at least, I guess. Because if we can get up here, shoot this, and Zappa and Enki, then we might be in a position. Or if we can also get up here, stun, then that also works. They've got 10 leaderships. They can still deploy their own Zappa. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, they need to be further up, so Balam can't take any actions now. Because they are both going to die. I don't think we've got any way out of this. I think our opponent has just outvalued us massively with the big units. Like, we'd need to basically kill 5 units this turn to get there. And I don't think we've got anything of the sort. Because even just using our ability here, which is the only saving grace, doesn't do it. And we don't have any heals. So, we're going to just Captivate as Zanya, but that will probably just die to that. Right, let's see what we can do. I guess this is the starting point. We do just about have enough of our own Zappa. So we will move here and Laser Vortex, I guess. We get something. The fact we can't do anything here is really frustrating, but we're going to have to try and win in a weird little point battle over this side. So they're going to have to use Reti Wrangler Mar to deal with this. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Getting that... I just feel like they've got too many good units left and we don't have enough damage left. We focus too much on movement, not enough on actually putting damage onto the battlefield. So I think other than potentially just going for the enemy captain, which I think they are just going to end us here regardless, I don't think we've got much real shot here. So we are going to basically spend the rest of our game pushing damage onto Astra and seeing if we can do enough at the same time to make it a reasonable choice. Because this is going to go... Yeah, so we've got what? 6, 7, 8 damage next turn. This is going to be hard. Yeah, with Antios doing this as well, this is very, very difficult for us. And if they protect Antios as well... Okay, protect themselves. So that means we can kill Antios here if they don't move. Yeah, they're going to move block us here. So can we just out-damage them? What's the range on Reti Launch? Oh my god, it's huge. Okay, so this might be trouble. Yep.
Your turn. No one is in the lead.
Hang on, why am I so slow? Oh, because I've got the stupid things on me. Okay.
Just look like you're thinking.
So honestly, I think we have to just Mace Vortex here, and we just have to push damage. But then Zanya doesn't do anything.
The rival captain's health is at 50%.
So push that in. Well, I guess in that case it's just Jailbreak. I mean, we could actually. Where can we get to? Nowhere that good is the problem. So we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 at least. I think we need to just deploy Jailbreak in here. And push this damage through. And I don't think we even move. I think we just stay exactly where we are. Yeah, our opponent's going to get loads of points. This is about all we can do. I'm fairly confident they can just kill Zappa and Enki here, because this is how many. I've got 3 Retis. Each of the Retis does 3 damage, so that is oh my goodness, 11 damage from that alone, plus 6 from this if it's in range. Yeah, so it's going to be. They've got enough to kill this, and that's our only real way of killing our opponent. The only other option is does Mace Vortex. It doesn't quite hit their captain, and if they kill Jailbreak here, then we're just out of this. Like we've almost got no chance anyway, but we might as well have tried. But there's absolutely nothing we can do here. I mean, we could potentially snare these units out of range, but it's not going to be enough. We need this to be alive to even have enough leadership to use Zanya. So not sure how we're ever going to compete on that front. I mean, if we could snare multiple units and just have a good time, that would be great. But I don't think that's quite how it's going to work. So, yeah, please don't hurt Jailbreak. I mean, do actually. Hit Jailbreak. He'll hit you back. It's one of the only ways we have a chance. Okay, they missed us. That's fine.
Your opponent has a 3-point lead. Sudden death will begin on the next turn.
So I guess we have to hit here. We just really need to live for 1 turn. So, but we can't contest anything really. So what we have to do is you have to stop this going in case. Oh, because Jailbreak's going to live. So what? Oh, we can't gravity disc anything. Yeah, so we just have to go here. We have to accept some of our fate. So we'll do this.
The rival captain's health is
Place Captivator Zanya down. Oh, we can't go very far. This is going to hit our own Jailbreak is the problem. Yeah, they've just won this game. There's nothing we can do here. Because we were hoping to hit units that weren't our Jailbreak and Antios. But this is what we can do. And we're going to have to pass the turn, and unfortunately our opponent's going to win because they're going to control 2 points and we couldn't stop them. Pretty close in the end. Maybe we could have had turns where we went for a damage a bit earlier, but I think our opponent deserved that hands down. I think that was a really good game. I guess technically it was sudden death, so you needed 4, but 5 would have done it anyway. They won either way. Great fun. Really enjoyed it. So if you guys did enjoy that, here's a quick look at the list here. It's fun to play, but I do think it was missing a bit of damage. So Sludge Sprayer, Aeon, and Crankbait would probably be my picks to swap out for something else. If I was trying to play a bit more competitively, I'd go for anything that just packed a bit more of a punch. Snareling wasn't great as a 2-drop on its own. It was useful, but I would rather play something with a bit more, like I said, a bit more punch. And all in all, our opponent played really, really well. So if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, subscribe. I'm really trying to push for 500 subs before the end of October, which would be incredible. And also remember, on Saturday, we are going to be streaming to celebrate 1 year since my first ever Moonbreaker video. So for now, thank you so much for watching. And most importantly, have a good day.